And I was wondering if you share that same confusion, given the fact that point penalties and suspensions were rescinded, whereas the fine was not. Are you clear exactly where things stand, and would you like to see more transparency in terms of amplification of decisions like that?
Well, I'm not totally happy with the decision. I'm pleased that the big issues had come down, but I share confusion as well. And I think our message, I know our message all along through Hendrick Motorsports and myself, we didn't feel that a penalty was warranted in the first place. So we're just as curious.
Okay, we'll go with Bob, then Marty and Lewis.
Bob Hocker, Scene Daily. When Mike Helton was just in here, he said that if the same seat posts were on the car, he would expect them to be confiscated again, which I guess my question to you is, I mean, do you feel like there was anything wrong with those seat posts, and does that kind of reaction surprise you at all?
I guess this is one of those positions where we agree to disagree, and through the appeal process, we proved that those seat posts were legal. So that's where that stands.
Okay. We'll come to Marty Smith right here, Lewis, and then Gary.
Marty Smith, ESPN. What impact does this have on the inspection process for NASCAR moving forward?
Man, I believe in the system. You know, it's governed our series for a lot of years, and I think in all areas of our sport we can continue to look for areas to improve in. But again, I believe in the system, and the inspection process is not something that I'm a part of. You know, building the cars is not something I'm a part of. So I really can't make many comments because it's not the world I live in. But I think all areas can be looked at and addressed and always improve.
Yeah, but nobody's scrutinized like you are, so I mean, I figure it has to probably have some residual impact on the way that teams look at their opportunity to finagle.
Honestly, there is no opportunity to finagle on these cars. We Hendrick Motorsports lives by the book. I mean, we are in there working as hard as we can to make sure those cars are within, you know, the hundreds of thousands that they are required to be going through inspection.
Louis Frank, Reuters and AutoWeek.com. Following up on Reed's question and on your answer on confusion, Mike Helton said there's no requirement for the chief appellate officer to express an opinion how he came to his conclusion. Can you understand the confusion to the rest of us? Why we, you know, and would you like to see a little more transparency if something should come to a head at a later date, that we do get a full explanation on why something is affirmed or denied? You know, would you like to see some more information that way?
Without a doubt. I mean, absolutely.
Okay, go to Gary.
Gary Graves, USA Today. Granted, you were going to move on from this no matter how it shook out, but with the decision coming down, I mean, how much does this kind of change your outlook points-wise from where you were before to where you are now? And, I mean, just how the aftermath of this for you all, especially coming to this track, how much does that change?
You know, the points back, that's huge. You know, we've had a great couple races here and been able to climb up in the points and get near the top 10. Getting the 25 points back, you know, puts us right there at, I guess, a point out. And we all know how important points are. So very pleased to have the points back. The disruption, if we were to lose Chad and Ron, would have been huge for our team and any team, although we have a lot of depth and felt like it would survive. But you don't want to go to the racetrack without your crew chief and your car chief. So, you know, things are a better position for us, a much better situation. We can go back to racing. And really, my focus all along has been on the racing, regardless of what took place in Daytona, the appeal process, and the weeks that have followed. To me, it's been all about getting on the racetrack and doing the best job I can and collect as many points as I can, and ideally win a race or two. I think 2 is that safe spot for locking in the chase. And with my points back, I still have that same philosophy. I want to get at least 2 wins to lock in.
Was it kind of, though, I mean, with this whole thing kind of hanging over your head, where it might have, I don't want to say prevented, but in terms of setting up the car, building the car, things like that, you just needed some kind of clarification, worrying about about the inspection process now, and maybe that's what I was talking about with moving on.
I don't know. I'm not a part of the inspection process. You know, it'd be easy for me to spend a lot of time worrying about the process, what people say, what's out there, but that'd be stupid on my part. I need to go out and drive that race car to the best of my ability and to be focused on my job in helping the team improve with the setup of the race car at the track. The rest of it, I guess it's because of experience I've learned to just shut it out. You know, I can't let that drag me down and affect my performance and my job.
Okay, we'll go back to Bob.
Bob Hucker, Christine Daly, do you feel, or have you gotten any sense from that your team or your crew feels any more relieved, or has kind of any sort of like a weight lifted off of them after this decision?
You know, it really just kind of boils back down to you know, the ruling itself and the comments that Chad and Rick gave out to everyone. And I know that Mike was in here and gave you guys some more answers recently, but you know, please go back and look at the comments that Rick Hendrick made as you're writing your stories and forming opinions. You know, Mr. Hendrick, I think, did an amazing job articulating, you know, his thoughts and opinions on Tuesday, and the same with Chad. But you know, we're pleased that we didn't have the suspension and we got our points back. But again, we felt like there was no penalty warranted, and it's behind us. The decision's been made. There's no more steps in the process, and now it's time to get on the track and get to work.